welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Hello, my name is Grace, and I live in New York, so there's gonna be a lot of noise coming from the windows. Sorry, it's a nice day. I'm keeping the windows open. Today, or I guess this week, I am going to be cataloging everything that I own. So this is a huge task, so that's what I'm gonna be doing today. We are renovating our bedroom at the moment. There's a bunch of plaster on the walls because there was like little holes and stuff, so I'm gonna be painting that soon. But it gives me a great opportunity because that is empty. All of the books are on the bed. I'm just gonna go one thing at a time. I'm gonna start with the books and then see where life takes me. It's already like late enough in the day that I don't know how much time I'm gonna give to this today, but I will be continuing it obviously throughout this week because I don't know how long this is realistically gonna take me. So we'll see. I don't even know where to start. Oh my god. So I have my iPad. I have on my Notion, I've created an inventory of things. So I have the item, the category, and then my future plans with it. I have a lot of books here. So I think I'm just gonna like get started on that and then okay, well wait, let me do a little bit more talking before I get started on this. So if you are joining the channel for the first time, for a little bit of context, I live in the apartment that my boyfriend grew up in, but a lot of the stuff in the house belongs to her and his older sister, including the bed that I'm sitting on at this very moment. So a lot of this stuff in this apartment doesn't actually belong to me, but I wanted to see what did belong to me, and essentially for my template thing over here, I have like 3 different categories. So it's gonna be what's coming to New Zealand with us, something that like I'm gonna use it until it runs out or until I'm done using it. Like if it's a book, it'll be till I'm done reading it. And then the other one is till we move. So there's certain things that I know that we're gonna just be leaving here or donating or decluttering before we leave and not taking with us to New Zealand. But I'm figuring out of all the things that I own, the things on that list is probably the stuff that I could start decluttering sooner rather than later, theoretically. So I don't know, I'm just gonna get started and see what happens. But I'm probably gonna like pin my hair back before because it's starting to annoy me already. And I have 67 books. I personally own 67. I'm not even counting this stack that are my boyfriend's and the ginormous amount of books that are out on that bookshelf out there because they don't belong to me and I won't be taking them when I move. And probably over half of these I won't be taking as well, just my like absolute favorites. And I can already tell by writing all these books down that I don't want to keep all of these, and then I'm gonna be decluttering some of them. But that's for next week's video. So next week's video is gonna be a huge declutter of all the stuff that I'm going through. But the good thing is now when I declutter, I can use this as a guide. I think I need to make another category for future plans that's like undetermined, because some of these books I don't know if they're gonna change my life and I'm gonna want to keep them forever. I know some of the books that I have now I'm gonna read and probably never want to read again and just give away, which is fine, but I need to get reading through those because that was like kind of my goal this year and I've been doing a crappy job. I just keep buying books Like, that is one thing that I just keep buying. And like, eventually I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna go to the library to see if the library has the book first and then read it, and then if I really, really love it, then I will buy it, because that just seems like a more financially and spaciously smart thing to do. But we're not smart yet, okay? But we will be soon. I just need to get rid of some of the books that I own by reading through them and then, you know, decluttering accordingly. But okay, I feel really good. One aspect of my apartment is now officially documented. I don't know what to do next, because this definitely seemed like the easiest thing to do now that I have to go through the rest of my belongings. But also, realistically, like, I don't own an exuberant amount of stuff. Like, I've decluttered a lot of things. So I don't know. I feel like this has already been a really eye-opening experience, and I'm barely started. Oh my god. I guess let's go through my makeup next, like my makeup and skincare. Yeah, I have some of it in here, so I can just like stay in my little bubble in the clouds and do that. I think the best part about this is I cannot buy or get rid of an item without going on this list first and seeing the number count either drop or raise. But also, I'm kind of being flexible on myself, because I wouldn't call myself like a hardcore nothing minimalist. I'm a realistic minimalist, environmental minimalist, intentional minimalist, whatever you want to call it. I am not a person that like needs to have white walls and like one book in my house to be happy. I just don't want to have things that I don't use and reach for that don't add value to my life. So I can already tell that I have too many books. Why am I giving you all my thoughts now? We are barely started in this video. We need to keep it going, or this video is gonna be an hour long. Okay, let's do makeup. Let's just go. Let's go. Anyways, let's get started. I'm just gonna dump stuff. Okay, so for the sake of not driving myself literally insane, stuff like, am I gonna beauty blogger it? Stuff like this, like tiny little things, I'm just gonna keep in a certain place. Like all of these things will be in the same place, and like bobby pins as well, because I'll be damned if I'm gonna write out, I own 37 bobby, like no. I'm sorry, but no. I'm not organizing what my future plans with these are yet, because I feel like I should go through all of that at the end. People who get it, get it. The people who don't. And that's fine. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm going through the rest of the stuff on this bed right now, and I'm pretty much almost done with everything in this room besides the clothes, which I'm not even gonna attempt to tackle that today. I'll do that tomorrow. But in general, I almost have everything written down, and I am so glad that I'm doing this, because there's already a couple of things that I'm like, okay, these are things that are just passing through my life, such as this like hanging Monet calendar. But then there's things like this, which you can see my little plants right there in the corner. If you take a look at my profile picture, there's that. But this also belonged to my late great aunt, my grandfather's little sister, and it's just really beautiful and special to me, and I will be keeping this for the rest of my life. And then there's other things like this plant pot that I bought for $5 and painted the top a different color because I didn't like the way it looked, and I will be decluttering that probably sooner rather than later. But this is really eye-opening. I'm not gonna lie, I've been putting this off all day because everything from here is just way more difficult and like so much more annoying to go through each individual thing. But I have some of my laundry like here because I just folded it. So I'm just gonna get started on my clothes And I guess this will be the real test of what's going on with my wardrobe. I'm definitely really excited for the decluttering episode that is coming up next week after I go through everything, but I'll talk about all of my thoughts, feelings, and takeaways at the end of this video. So for now, whoa, it just lightninged outside. It's really dark even though it's only 3 p.m. Like, I had to turn the light on over there. I'm getting distracted, guys, okay? I need to just start clickety-clacking and get all my clothes logged into this thing. Okay? Okay. And the light is rapidly just disappearing. It feels like it's nighttime and it's not even 4 o'clock yet. So I think I'm just gonna finish off the rest of my jewelry, and then all of the positions that I have in the bathroom and the kitchen I will put off until tomorrow because the lighting is so bad that it would just be useless and horrible to look at. But today I'm just gonna sit my little butt here and finish up with the jewelry because I have a couple of, well, all of the jewelry that I own I haven't put in yet. And then I'm just gonna take a little visual look at all the plants that I have, the actual plants and the pots that personally belong to me. And then I think that's the rest. That's all I'm gonna do today. And then tomorrow, I guess I'll finish up with the bathroom stuff and kitchen stuff, which really isn't that much. So I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. I was way more overwhelmed than I needed to be at the beginning. One thing that I haven't done is cataloged all the pairs of socks that I own, but that feels excessive. But maybe I will another time if I want like a really, really, really specific list of everything. I don't know. Alright, so I need to do everything in this bathroom. I'm just gonna do this first because I know it's gonna take longer to do. So I'm gonna go through all the things in here that belong to me. And then I will go through the kitchen because I know that that's like barely anything, honestly. So I'll be done pretty soon. Kitchen. I truly do not own very much in here. I could literally like say the things that I own. So I have 2 pairs of cooking chopsticks, some rainbow colored chopsticks, like a bunch of different rainbow colors. I have 2 soup spoons, like the ones that you see at like Asian restaurants. What else? I have a zester. I also have some metal chopsticks and some wooden chopsticks. Anything else? This wok belongs to me. And the mandolin. These are all my pottery creations. Assorted pottery. I genuinely think that that's it though, because everything else was just random food stuff. Oh, speaking of food stuff, I have a steamer. And then I have my rice container. And my rice cooker. I think that's it for the kitchen though. Yeah. Cool. Oh, the pasta maker. How could I forget?
How could you forget?
How could I forget? Okay, now that's it. Everything else belongs to the apartment. Okay, so time to have my moment of truth. So I need to go through this entire list and label what I'm going to do with everything that I own. And then the next video, I'll be decluttering all of it and kind of assessing what to do. So let's go through this list and see what my future plans are with all these things. Labeling everything that I own into what I've decided to do with it. I have to go to work now, so I'm gonna come back later and sit down and give you guys my thoughts on this whole process and how I'm feeling. So stay tuned for the takeaways of this experience. Okay, everyone, I'm back and I'm ready to share my final thoughts about this whole process. I would say it was largely extremely eye-opening, and I would highly suggest anyone that is decluttering, about to start decluttering, or kind of like at a point where you feel like you're done decluttering or there's just little things that you're kind of getting rid of at the moment. I first of all was shocked by the amount of things that I owned. Was it really not as much as I thought. I think, again, like I said, that is very much due to the fact that I don't own everything in this apartment. I think it was a great experience. I would highly suggest anyone else to do it. If you really want me to, I can maybe create a Notion template. Yeah, I mean, it's just great because I have my whole list. I've added like each thing. So now all of these ones, those red ones, are all things that I'm decluttering now. So going through everything that I owned really just kind of was like, oh, I don't really need this anymore, or this doesn't really fit me, or like this is extra stuff that I don't need. And I would highly suggest, if anyone is still watching this video, if you wanted to do a catalog of all of the things that you owned, I would definitely say it's one of those things that, like, if you don't feel like typing it out, just immediately declutter it. Like, put it in your little declutter box and get it out of the house at your next soonest convenience. Because there was a couple of things that I was like, I don't even feel like writing this down. That's how much I like really don't need this item anymore. But obviously for like the sake of the video and the exercise, I was like, let me just write it, and then I'll go through the whole list and write declutter now, declutter when we move, blah, blah, blah. This was definitely heavily inspired by Kate Flanders, who wrote the book, The Year of Less, which again, I mentioned that I listened to the audiobook of it a couple of weeks ago, and she cataloged everything that she owned and kept track of all the stuff that she got rid of, so she could be like, I got rid of 60% of my belongings, blah, blah, blah. in theory, that would have been a cool thing to do at the beginning of this process, but I also know that it would have overwhelmed the absolute hell out of me. So I'm glad that I waited until this point in the process, to be honest, because the amount of stuff that I cataloged was a lot more manageable, and it kind of gave me a better perspective of the things that I like truly want to bring to New Zealand in 5 years, and the things that I'm like, oh, I'm probably just gonna leave that here. And then of the things that I know I'm gonna leave here, it's a matter of, am I leaving it here because it's gonna be really difficult to bring over there, or am I leaving it here because I just don't care about it enough? And the things that I don't care about enough, I will definitely take another look at and see if I can declutter those sooner rather than later. But again, now I have this whole catalog, so I can really just kind of keep an eye on all the things a lot easier. And the thing that I love about Notion is the fact that I have a whole New Zealand section in my Notion as well. So all the things that I marked coming to New Zealand, I have automatically auto-populating in another task list where it's just like a packing list for New Zealand. So this is really cool. I love Notion, in case you couldn't tell. And it's not sponsored or anything by them, but maybe one day. Anyways, that's really all that I have to say about that. Let me know if you want me to do another more concentrated video talking about it, and then maybe that's where I can put my Notion template. I had a really cool experience doing this, so I would highly suggest anyone else to do that as well if you are in your minimalism journey and kind of just want to take a bit more of a bird's eye view of all the stuff that you have instead of just being surrounded by it all the time. Yeah, that's it. I will see y'all in the next video, and until then, I'm sending you all my love because we're just trying our best out here. Yeah? Anyways. Bye, guys!